Welcome to the Ingleside Public Library virtual after-school program. Today we are making Valentine's Day cards because Valentine's Day is coming up soon. So we're going to make two. This is a heart pop-up card where the hearts pop up when you open the card. And a love bug. This is a little ladybug and you can write on the inside of the wings. So for these crafts, or for these two cards, we need a black and a white cardstock and then some red and pink paper. I've also used some tape, a glue stick, scissors, and then markers to write your message. We're going to make the love bug or the ladybug first. So for that we needed the black cardstock, some white paper, and the red paper. So I already have the shape of my body outlined. So I'm just going to cut it out of the black cardstock. So here we have the head, and the body, the shape of the body isn't as important. It just needs to be wide enough for it to glue the wings onto. To make the wings, I'm going to make two hearts. I'm going to use the red paper, and I want to make them as large as possible. So I'm going to take my paper and fold it into thirds. Now along the middle of the paper, I'm going to cut a diagonal line, and this is how I'm going to get my two heart shapes. So I can cut them both at the same time. I have these two folded edges that I'm going to line up, and this is going to be the middle of our heart. So I have these diagonal lines, and I'm going to cut a half circle, kind of make it look like an ice cream scoop. So when we open our hearts, there are going to be two half hearts. Because we folded our paper into three, we can toss those. Now we have two hearts that are the same size. I am going to trim the tip of the heart off because I don't want it to be quite such a sharp point up on the ladybug's face. I'm just going to round the tips a tiny bit. Okay. Now I have the open sides of the hearts facing the middle, or in the middle. So they're next to each other. I'm going to put glue on the body of the ladybug to glue my hearts on. So now we have our ladybug's wings, and we can open up the wings, and that's where we can write our message for the card. On the ladybug's wings, I am going to add some little black dots to make it look like a ladybug. I already have those cut, and I just cut them out of the same cardstock that I used to make the body. go. For Ladybug's face, I have some eyeballs that I just cut out of white paper. I left them connected. You don't need to leave yours connected. That's fine. We're just going to glue it in the middle of his face and then take 2 more black dots and add them for pupils. The last part of the bug are his antenna. So I'm going to use the black scraps. I'm going to fold it over so that I'm cutting them both at the same time, and it's going to be 2 straight lines. And then at the tip of the straight line, a little circle. I turn it around, and I am going to attach this with a little bit of glue. And just because the area is so small and the antennas are hanging off, I'm going to use a little tape as well. Alright, so the last thing that you need to do is just write your message, and that's our Love Bug card. Our second card that we're going to make is the heart pop-up card. Now for the card base, I used a white cardstock. I just cut a regular 8.5 by 11 piece of cardstock in half, and then I folded it so I could get the shape of my card. You can decorate the front any way you want. I just did pink paper and some hearts, but I'm going to focus on how to do the pop-up 3D heart. So I'm going to make the base of the heart red. So take your red paper. We're going to go down maybe close to halfway. Going to fold it in half. And then I'm going to fold it not quite evenly. I'm going to add another fold next to this fold. But you see how it's not quite even. This edge is overhanging longer than this inner fold. Okay, and we want that to overhang. So I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. So when you're done folding your paper, you should have 3 folds on one side, and then on the other side, you should have 2 folds, and then the end pieces should be longer than the folds. So that's 3 folds on one side, and on the other side, 2 folds with the end pieces longer. Okay. The part with the 3 folds, that is going to be the center of our hearts. So to cut our hearts, we're going to make a sharp angle, and then we're going to round the top of the ice cream cone. So when we open it up, we have 3 hearts that are connected. So that's why we needed to have those end pieces longer, because I wanted to have full hearts, full rounded edges on the end, while the inner 2 pieces were still connected. They weren't cut off like the end pieces were. Okay, so we have our 3 hearts that are connected, and we are going to glue it like this so that 2 of the edges can be glued on to our inside of the paper, and it has the 2 folded pieces popping out. I want to put 3 hearts on the inside, so I'm going to take a piece of paper I'm folding it similar to the last part. It doesn't matter if the end pieces are longer, it just is important that we have 3 folded edges that are together, because these are going to be the center of the hearts. I'm going to cut them all 3 at the same time. I am going to trace this heart just so that I can get an idea of the shape. And these hearts will be smaller. So I'm making them smaller than the red hearts. And now there is a pink heart for each of the red hearts. I'm just going to put a little glue to attach each one. All right, we have our little heart accordion with our 3 connected hearts. I'm going to close it. I'm going to put a little bit of glue on the outside of one heart, and then put it on the inside of my card with the folded edges facing the middle. And then I'm going to put some glue on the outside and close my card. So that now when I open my card, I have my pop-up hearts. And you can decorate the front any way you want and write your message, Happy Valentine's Day. It's important to tell people that you care about them, that you're thinking about them, that you're there for them, that you're, send some kindness this Valentine's Day, make some cards, send them out. And I hope that you have fun. And thank you so much for joining us. I hope you join us again next Tuesday. Until then, have a great week and have a very happy Valentine's Day.